So make sure you got good adhesion. Just take some steel wool, just give it a quick sand. And then you want to clean all that. You don't want the dust, residue to get in the way of the glue. Hit it with some plastic part cleaner prep. No matter what kind of glue you're using, adhesive, tape, the cleaner, the better. So, got it all nice and cleaned up. We got some little fiberglass pieces we're gonna lay in here to help reinforce. Gonna mix up a little JB weld. Put a nice generous amount on the part that's broken. My plan is to fill in this top part here. Get some material working across that so my fiberglass will stick to it. One of the tricks is you need to hold this exactly in place. A 3-inch piece of PVC pipe. Seems to do the trick. I'm going to mix up a little more, and this may not work. This is just a big experiment. Work it in here, and work a little fiberglass on top. Kind of bridge the pieces there. I honestly don't remember where I got this fiberglass sheet from. I've used JB Weld before. I'm a big fan of JB Weld. I've done other projects with it. Fixed a motorcycle head gasket leak one time with it. And a little Honda. We want to make sure this guy's perfectly where he's supposed to be. And I'm very happy with that. Kind of smooth this out a little bit. Because once this stuff hardens up, you will not be able to smooth it out. You'll have to sand it out, which is kind of a mess. Be generous with your JB Weld. JB Weld is cheap compared to buying a new headlight assembly or whatever it is you're trying to fix. Don't try to save on JB Weld. This stuff's less than $10. This is just the old-fashioned JB Weld. And I'm trying very hard to put it back exactly where it wants to be. I got a little strip of fiberglass I'm going to put here on the side. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm just trying to wedge this so it doesn't move. Be careful not to get anything on the lens, of course. When this cures, I'll flip it over and put some reinforcement on the back side. Is the plan. Okay, here we are, 48 hours later. I let this thing dry over the weekend, and it is solid. It's probably stronger than before. I'm not going to put it on a press and try to tear it apart like some people do on the internet. Here we are on the back side. More JB Weld here and some more reinforcements. I can't go too far up into here because the light sits like this, and if you put too much material under here, you don't want to change the geometry of the bracket. So we're going to try to keep away from the mounting surface. But yeah, that's pretty tight. So let's flip this guy over. There's probably people out there that hate JB Weld. There's people who love it. It's kind of like Seafoam. You hate it or you love it. I've had good luck with Seafoam and I've had good luck with JB Weld. So I am a JB Weld fan, also a Seafoam fan. And you want to make sure you use gloves. This is already breaking out the back side of the tube. That can get to be a mess. Here we are, nicely mixed up. Again, you want to be generous. JB Weld is cheap compared to the cost of the item you're trying to fix. If it takes 2 tubes or 2 sets, use 2 sets. Kind of bridge that gap there. I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to let that sit for another day or so. We'll come back and check on it. We might have to sand it a little bit so it fits nicely back in the van. I think all in all, this is done very well. So, all right, we'll let that sit up and come back and look at it. Okay, another 48 hours later, and we were done fixing this light. Everything is dried, everything is secured. The only thing I had to buy was JB Weld, the bits of fiberglass I cut from this sheet of fiberglass, which I already owned. I don't remember where I got that from. The plastic adhesion promoter, I owned that from another project. Canned air, I already owned. The greaser, I already owned. Bumper coating, left over from another project. So my only expense was the JB Weld and some time. I had to take it apart, do the first side, let it dry, repeat the process on the back side, and let it cure. The biggest time constraint was waiting for this stuff to dry. So anyways, let's get this on the van and put it back together. It comes out real easy. There's a big rubber gasket behind here. This is all foamy rubber. And if you push it in, it folds over. So you got to use a screwdriver and a pick tool to keep it from folding over and blocking the air inlet. Okay, so after about a week of driving, everything seems to be holding up quite nicely. JB Weld and the fiberglass pieces are holding in nice. I'll put a little bit of bumper coating spray on here to kind of blend it in a little bit. I did not have to sand anything. Take your time and put everything back together. You got 4 little screws down here that are absolute pain to get to, but it's doable. Okay, now for the throttle body cleaning portion of the video. Very simple. Disconnect the battery. Safety first. Disconnect the wiring harness. Disconnect the wiring harness that goes into the throttle body itself. I'm going to take a little bit of throttle body cleaner, spray it onto a rag, and be careful, this stuff is kind of toxic. And you basically want to work it down into the throttle body. You get this dirty residue on your rag. So just take your time. You'll be able to get this gunk wiped up out of your throttle body. So just take your time and do not drop anything down into the throttle body. that would be bad. Quick note, after the throttle body cleaning, I did do a can of seafoam. I ran that through the throttle body as well. Anywho, thanks for watching and have a good day. Bye-bye.